Everyone thought the neighborhood was peaceful, until one woman moved in and became the target of something she never expected. Neighbors whispered, and the HOA president, a man known for his arrogance, singled her out. He thought he could push her around, mocking her garden, her paint choices, even where she parked her car. What he didn't know was that this woman carried a quiet strength, a power she had never revealed to anyone in the neighborhood. Behind her calm smile was a lifetime of discipline, patience, and a skill set that could humble even the loudest bully. But at first, she stayed quiet, letting the storm build. Each day, the HOA president tried harder to break her, convinced she was too soft to fight back. What he didn't realize was that the more he pushed, the closer he came to discovering a truth that would flip his arrogance upside down, and leave the whole community stunned. The complaints started piling up. Letters on her door, notices in her mailbox, warnings about imaginary violations. The HOA president enjoyed every moment of it, thinking he was in control. He laughed with his friends, calling her easy to intimidate. But she never lost her composure. She watched him carefully, studying the way he tried to humiliate her in front of neighbors. Inside, memories stirred, years of training in a karate dojo, where she had learned that strength wasn't in the fists but in the mind. Every insult reminded her of the opponents she had once faced on the mat, where respect was earned, not demanded. Her silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. Because she knew bullies thrive on reaction, and she refused to give him the satisfaction. The more he pushed, the more he mistook her patience for fear. And that miscalculation was about to lead him straight into a lesson he would never forget. One evening, during a community meeting, the HOA president decided to publicly humiliate her. He pointed to her, accusing her of breaking rules she never broke, raising his voice as if the louder he yelled, the more power he had. The room grew tense. Neighbors shifted uncomfortably, watching her sit in silence, her eyes calm but unyielding. He leaned closer, smirking, thinking he had won. But in her heart, she was remembering the voice of her karate master, the strongest fighter is the one who can endure without losing dignity. She stood up slowly, her presence commanding the room without a single harsh word. People stared. She didn't defend herself with anger. Instead, she spoke with measured confidence, reminding everyone that rules are meant to protect, not control. For the first time, the HOA president felt his power slipping. His smirk faded. He had expected fear, but what he saw in her eyes was strength he couldn't explain. The bullying didn't stop. He doubled down, escalating his harassment. One night, he even threw eggs at her home, convinced it would break her spirit. But instead of anger, she responded with calm resilience. She cleaned the mess quietly, while her neighbors watched in silence, guilt creeping into their hearts. For the first time, they questioned the men they had once respected. She carried herself with grace, but inside, her patience was reaching its limit. Her training had always taught her to avoid unnecessary conflict, but it also taught her never to allow injustice to thrive unchecked. She wasn't just protecting herself, she was protecting the community from the poison of arrogance. And when he finally crossed the line too far, when his actions became impossible to ignore, she knew it was time to stop enduring and start showing the truth of who she really was. The breaking point came on a sunny afternoon. The HOA president confronted her in front of a crowd, trying once again to embarrass her. His voice was sharp, his words cutting, and then, he shoved her shoulder. The neighbors gasped. For a split second, she remained still. But then her years of discipline took over. With controlled precision, she stepped back, her posture shifting, her energy unmistakable. The crowd felt it, an invisible wall of strength surrounding her. He laughed nervously, not realizing the ground he had just stepped onto. In that moment, she revealed her truth. She was a black belt in karate, a master of balance, strength, and control. Her movements were fluid, her stance unshakable. The neighborhood watched in awe as the bully who once towered with arrogance suddenly looked very small. He tried to brush it off with laughter, mocking her again, but his confidence wavered. She didn't strike him, didn't need to. With just a demonstration, swift, sharp movements of her hands and feet slicing through the air, she showed the community her power. Every motion was disciplined, precise, and unshakable. The sound of her kicks echoed, and the crowd fell silent. She turned to the neighbors, speaking with calm authority, explaining that strength is not about control but about respect. The HOA president's smirk vanished. He was no longer feared, he was exposed. His power had been built on intimidation, but now the truth stood clear. he was weaker than the woman he tried to bully. And the entire neighborhood saw it. From that day forward, everything changed. The HOA president lost his grip on the community, his arrogance replaced with shame. Neighbors who once stayed silent began standing by her side, inspired by her strength and dignity. She never sought revenge, never needed to. Her quiet resilience and disciplined courage had spoken louder than any words. The eggs on her house were long forgotten, replaced with respect from the people around her. She had not only defended herself, she had taught everyone a powerful lesson, that true strength isn't about force or fear, but about self-respect, patience, and the courage to stand tall in the face of injustice. And in that neighborhood, her story became more than just an incident. It became a reminder that even the darkest bullying cannot overcome the quiet power of dignity.